Hi, I'm Dave Slode. I'm here at ABC Keystone, and I'm with Mark Shermeyer from SAA Architects. He stopped by for our craft competition today, and we're also celebrating the different careers in construction and paths. So, Mark, tell me, what is it that got you involved in the industry, where you started, where you are today, and maybe something that you would suggest or recommend to other folks?
Okay. For me, it was always an interest. Almost from day one, I can remember, and this is probably as early days of elementary school, having an interest in buildings, putting buildings together. I was the odd one in the family that I had my dad drive me around so I could photograph buildings. And in the days before Legos, they had these, which is the early 60s, which shows you how long ago this is. They had these things called American plastic bricks where you could put together buildings. So I was always doing my own thing. And so then by the time we got to high school, of course, you know, there's the issue, do you go into something like architecture or designing buildings or an engineering field? Do you go into medicine? Well, I had more of an interest in physics and more of a competency in that rather than chemistry. And I figured more of a tolerance for dirt rather than blood. Okay. And so, you know, the construction industry thing and that natural thing with buildings always just seemed to fit. Okay. So that's kind of what led me into the path. The real issue then was finding and zeroing in exactly what was the path within the construction industry to go. And I knew it had to do something with creating buildings, but I found out at the time, and this is a suggestion for those who may be in guidance counseling and all, and again, we're going back 38 years, but I don't know that it's changed a lot. I found that nobody in guidance counseling, and I went to a well-known high school in central Pennsylvania region, still very well-known, one of the top ones, but they could not define what was the difference between architectural engineering, the different drafting paths offered by some of the tech schools like Williamsport or YTI, now Hack, and of course ABC. They really couldn't tell anything about what the differences are. And the only reason I found out the difference and what path to really zero on was a retired mechanical engineer that worked on buildings. Who basically an architectural mechanical engineer who was a friend of the family who was able to give me that kind of mentoring and advice. So really, I think that's something that is important, I think, for those in the guidance counseling and the education industry to help use tools like ABC has to help give the teenagers a good understanding of what those different paths are, and which will help them zero into where they should be going.
Okay, great. Thanks, Mark. And as you can tell, we have multitude of careers available in the construction industry, from skilled craftspeople to professionals in the engineering and architecture firm. There's a multitude of pathways, but the key is let's get students in at an early age, get them on a path, and help them find the career they're looking for. Thanks, Mark.
Yep, thank you.